It's Week 5 of the 2025 season. And up next, we'll see the dual threat, Christian McCaffrey.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Carolina Panthers and the Brooklyn Barons. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Brooklyn ball club. They come in losers of 2 straight, so they're trying to right the ship here a little bit.
They're teetering a little bit, aren't they? And now things could really go south if they lose this game, so they understand the importance of playing well and stopping this streak.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Panthers, they're hitting their stride of late, winners of 3 of their last 4. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. They'll be under the command of the former Florida State Seminole, the #1 overall pick in 2015, Jameis Winston.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again.
And he'll get a couple up to the 29.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. Throwing, Winston.
He'll get this out right here to McCaffrey.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on 3rd down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a first down.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Play action now, Winston. And it's incomplete.
So many things have to go right for any passing play to work out. Quarterback has to understand the defense, deliver an accurate ball. Receiver has to concentrate and bring it in. Somewhere along the assembly line, something was off with that one.
And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. 3rd and short yardage, Winston. Again, he finds more.
And he is going to have a Panthers first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. A handoff left, McCaffrey. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Winston.
Quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Play number 9 now on this pretty long opening drive. But this is 3rd down. Here's Winston.
Pass is caught by Wan'Dale Robinson. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far in the opening drive.
Always talk about confidence and running runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
Winston now to throw on first down. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Moore.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. Well, that's not just his first, not his second, already his third completion here on the opening drive. And I think it's safe to say that getting him the ball in this game, one of their top priorities.
And the top priority for the defense has got to be finding ways to cover him. And I don't think you can have one basic coverage to get it done. You have to throw a number of coverages at him, make him think as he's running downfield, and hope you can create a little bit of havoc.
And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be second down.
Well, it seems pretty clear on this opening drive that they want to get him involved, not only, Charles, in the run game, but in the pass game as well. And he can be such a weapon for them when they utilize him this way.
And, partner, you know I'm a veteran, right? In other words, that means a little bit older. Back in my day, we used to call a guy like this a workhorse, except he carried the ball all the time.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Jameis Winston. His 5th touchdown now on the year.
And the Panthers will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon.
A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the 4th quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
And it becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
So out comes this offense to take over for the first time.
They're led out by a former number 2 overall pick in the draft from BYU, Zach Wilson.
I loved his quote during the week. If I were a defensive back, I would have wanted to play against me last week as well. He's trying to eliminate those turnovers, those interceptions, and get back on the positive side of the ledger, throwing touchdown passes.
Yeah, had 4 of those picks, led to the loss. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson.
That's complete. It's Elijah Moore.
And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
We're taking a look at Hall's numbers from a week ago.
18 carries, 64 yards.
I can't remember the last time we did a game and the coach didn't talk about establishing the run first. But they've lost 2 straight games, so they still want to do that. But they've got to have some contingencies, some other options. Expect them maybe to throw it a little bit to open up things and maybe run it a little bit more later in the game.
Yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson.
He's got the connection to Moore. On second down, a run with Hall.
And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
He's taken down at the 50-yard line. That's a gain of 5.
They'll run with Hall.
And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for. One to the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. Christian McCaffrey deep for Carolina. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their second drive. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing, and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that. I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now Winston. That caught by Trimble. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. Jameis to throw it. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked up by DJ Reed. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, it turns out it's not their offense who gets him on the board first, CD. It's the defense coming through right there with a pick 6.
And I know from experience throughout the week, when you go against the offense, you're challenging them all the time. You're letting them know, hey, don't worry about scoring this week. We'll take care of it. We'll get a few pick 6s and score ourselves. You're just kidding? But how about what he just did right there? Laid it out for the rest of the game. We scored. Hey, offense, can you keep up with us?
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And we are tied at 7. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Now the offense for the Panthers here getting the football back. Remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Up the gut, McCaffrey. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. And not much of an opening there as he's only going to get this to about the 32. On 3rd down, Winston. And that will be incomplete. On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Harris now to return. Call it an even 40-yard punt. 7, though, on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive.
The last series for him, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. Now Hall to start the drive. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. On 2nd and 11 now. Wilson. And he's got the hook up to Moore. On 3rd down, here's Hall. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42.
3rd and 2, right? So this is a situation where low man has got to win at the line of scrimmage, but it's not just the low man winning. It's the low man who's winning with some force, and they had that to pick up the first down.
Barely picking it up, but they did. On 1st down, right back to Hall. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. We'll get a pause here. There appears to be a Panther who is shaken up on that last play. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Paul on a give up the middle. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on 1st down. On 3rd down, Wilson. And to the 46 he goes and no further, so he is well short of the 1st down marker. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
And partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the 1st down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
Here's Logan Cook now to punt this one away. Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Panthers will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Winston. Over the middle, complete into the hands of Trimble. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this 1st quarter. These two teams all tied after 1. Panther football to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. To throw, Winston. There's Trimble, the tight end. And he is going to have a Panthers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
A 1st down throw for Winston. That's complete to Robinson. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 11 more on that one and another 1st down.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Winston. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
Partner, there's a downside to everything, and the danger of man coverage is if you're locking down your target, you often turn your back to the quarterback and you don't see him. Sometimes you open up a big lane for him to hit you for big yardage, and that was an astute play by him to scramble out, see that lane, and burn them for a first down.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Now Winston.
A short throw hauled in by Trimble. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Winston throwing the out route incomplete. It's Ward. That good for 6 as they keep this drive right on rolling.
Full football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Back to the ground attack here. It's McCaffrey. Oh, nice move. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown.
Christian McCaffrey with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Panthers have moved out in front. Well, they've done a pretty good job keeping him in check to that point, but he finally breaks off a nice run here and gets into the end zone.
And it just takes one, doesn't it, partner? That can undo a lot of good work that a defense has done to that point. You break off one right there, and everything suddenly looks bad for you.
Myers connects on the PAT, and that makes the score 14-7. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away.
Taken at the goal line. Here's Brooklyn to once again go on offense. They trail a 1-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10.
Wilson now off the bootleg.
And that one going to be off target and incomplete.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Straight ahead is Hall.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
This offense so far on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Wilson. To the right side, and he's got more complete. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a 1st down.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall.
And he'll work this one up to about the 38. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
Sliding out of the pocket.
Oh, that'll be incomplete. Oh, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. A handoff for Hall.
And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the 1st. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
3rd and 1, partner. No need to be fancy there. Just use some force and move forward and pick up the 1st down.
A couple of 1st downs has the football positioned at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10.
Hall again. And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard.
On 2nd and 9, Wilson Uncorks one for Davis. It got his man complete.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. And that looked almost to be a case of, quarterback saying, hey, I'm going to throw this as far as I can and hope you run under it. Mission accomplished.
I'm really not sure what was more impressive about that throw. Was it the distance travel or the accuracy involved? Because I'm going to tell you straight up, when you're trying to hit a guy in stride that far downfield, there's nothing easy about it. But he sure made it look easy there.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down.
He dumps this one off here to Hall.
And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10.
Ball sits on the 10, 2nd and 5.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Throwing into traffic there, that's complete. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then of course they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down.
Brought down just shy of the goal line.
They'll look to run with Hall.
And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
That's a nice example of good team defense right there. Ball was snapped at the 1-yard line. They knocked them back and caused a loss. But you notice they were trying to find any type of a gap to run through. Wasn't one available, and they stuffed the play right there in the middle of the field.
This Carolina defense looking to keep him out of the end zone once more. 3rd and goal. Wilson.
And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Daniel Carlson on for the field goal. A 20-yard attempt.
The kick by Carlson is good, and they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10.
So a long drive gets them down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
Christian McCaffrey and the Panthers about set to go on offense. Whatever he was doing in September, they're hoping that that carries over now to October because he was sensational last month.
He absolutely was, and we all know where it started at the end of last season, right? All the offseason.
Looking to get it to Ward, intercepted.
Picked off by Bryce Hall.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
An excellent play there, CD, on the pick 6. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just want to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did and came through with a big-time pick 6.
Carlson now to add the extra point. It's good, and they'll take a 17-14 lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Fields it right around the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Carolina offense about ready to go.
They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Play fake. Winston. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. Winston now. Throw left side. McCaffrey's got it.
And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
But they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
First down, Winston. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Ward. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. From just shy of midfield, Winston.
One more time for Ward here, and he's got it again. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Jameis again. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Winston. And he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've been very good. 5 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Throwing. Winston. Toward the sideline, and he will have the first down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive continues. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. Jameis now on 1st down. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Carl Lawson able to record his 5th sack of the season. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
3rd and short yardage, Winston. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
Myers' kick is good, and that will tie things at 17-all. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects a field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Working with a 2nd and 4.
Here's Wilson to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Wilson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now it's Wilson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Derek Brown busting through to get him for a loss of 6.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. Right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Another try after the first down sack. Wilson escaping the pressure right. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. To throw is Wilson. And that is incomplete. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 22.
Here's Wilson. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That scramble good for 13 yards, but not good enough for a first down. It's 4th.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on 2nd down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. It certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there, trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. Out is Carlson now for the Raider field goal. From the right hash, this from 33. The kick by Carlson is good. And with that, they take the lead here, 20-17.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal, you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
Out comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense.
They're behind in the first half here, CD, but it's not to any fault of their running back. He's had a strong start to this one.
And you're right about that, partner, because watching him play, you would think that his team is in the lead. He has been a lot of fun in this contest. Now let's see if they can actually make something happen, put more points on the board behind his efforts.
Yeah, I'm curious to see, Charles, if they can play complementary football and get that passing game going as well.
On 2nd and 10. Winston can't get away, and he's taken down. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half.
A tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains.
Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. On to punt, Jamie Gillen. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run.
2nd and 7, operating from the 34.
So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
We'll start with the rematch of Super Bowls 27 and 28. Buffalo once again squaring off against Dallas. And it's the Cowboys who are out in front. Ezekiel Elliott has run for a touchdown there. From there, let's head to Philly to see what's happening with the Eagles. And they trail the visiting Chicago Bears. A couple of touchdown strikes there from Justin Fields. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And they've got the lead in that one over the visiting Baltimore Ravens. Joe Mixon, a couple of touchdown runs. Now time for a check of the next-gen stats in the first half for Carolina. And despite the fact that they're down on the scoreboard, they were able to have some success throwing the football in that opening half. Meanwhile, for our home team, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. And this offense set to go now to begin the third quarter. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
On the slant, he's got Davis. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. That catch now puts him on the doorstep of 500. It's his 499th reception. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Here's a give to Hall. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Hall again on second down. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 43 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Here's Hall again. And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. Gain of just 1. On 2nd and 9. Wilson. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Brian Burns flying in there and dropping him for the sack.
And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them, because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
3rd and long, it's Wilson. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he showcases the spin, a pretty good gain before he's taken down. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Brandon, a good idea there on 3rd down. Run a little clear out and hope you can get your receiver the ball coming across the formation. Nice design, but well played defensively, and they stop him well short.
Here's Logan Cook now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the second half. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. To throw, Winston. Over the middle, completes this to Ward. So a little more space to operate now. 1st and 10 from right around the 12. Now a give, right side McCaffrey. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line.
Second down and right back to McCaffrey.
And a very short pickup there across the 15 to the 16. On 3rd down, Winston. And this one is incomplete.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
And here's Gillen on now to punt as he gets this one away.
And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
This is Hall.
They'll get it to the 23-yard line.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Now Wilson. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because there should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. A give running right is Hall. 58 yards rushing for him now to this point. 2nd and 3 from the 9.
From the shotgun, Wilson. His pass caught at the 4.
Looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal.
They're going to run this with a tight end. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and goal at the 1-yard line.
They'll try to run with Hall.
And he is into the end zone for a touchdown.
Breece Hall
Punching it in from a yard away as his guys are able to extend their lead.
So they brought the extra bulk in down on the 1-yard line, and they're able to push this one across.
Yeah, I can just see your face right now because I know we're mind melding on this one. Coach Madden would love this. Power football, hat on a hat, chest to chest, driving forward, touchdown.
Carlson on for the PAT. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told.
And it was capped off by a Breece Hall touchdown run.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
Taken in at the 3. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. Possession of the football goes over to Carolina. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. Winston. Looking left side, that's caught by Moore. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be 4th and short.
Here's Jamie Gillen now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. On the return, Harris.
We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments to prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. And that's his second sack in this one.
And you just can't ask a defensive end or an edge rusher to play any better than what we're seeing right now. And, partner, it's still just the third quarter. I'm thinking he's not done yet. Even if he's not getting a sack, he's bringing a lot of pressure to the pocket.
The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for third down. Now Wilson. Dancing to his left. He's got a man complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow him to convert a 3rd and 18.
You ask tight ends about their favorite routes to run, and surprisingly, this will pop up as one of their staples because they run so many routes in the middle of the field. How about this one? Starts downfield, bends it to the corner, great touch on the football, and they turn that one into a big play.
Give to Hall running right.
And he'll bring this one inside the 35. Throwing on 2nd and 3. Wilson. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Holding offense.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Here's Wilson. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
Eluding the pressure right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
Here's Logan Cook now as he's on here to punt it away.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he would have walked out and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
The Panthers offense here, they get ready to head back on the field. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Throwing in on 2nd down. Winston. That's complete to Robinson. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. Give him 18. It's a Carolina first down.
You see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it's evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Now they can breathe a little easier, some room to operate as they've got it 1st and 10 now out past the 20. Jameis to throw it. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Throwing again on second down. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The former third overall pick, Quentin Williams there to bring him down.
You know, on these types of plays, always looking to assess the lane. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Third and long for Winston. He's going to look deep for more.
And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Call that a 45-yard punt, just 2 yards there on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Here's Brooklyn to once again go on offense.
Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
From the 39, Wilson. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield.
Wilson smart to take off and run with it as he's able to pick up the first.
At least this time he's getting hit after a positive play for his offense. The pressure was coming through yet again, but he certainly didn't stick around for the sack on this occasion. Found an escape route and ended up getting the first down before taking the hit.
Now Hall.
And some room to run now. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20.
101 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
And that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a second and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone.
And just a yard to go here on second down.
Wilson. And he's got his man in stride, complete. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is first and goal.
They'll run with Hall.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Moved back to the 10. They'll try on second and goal here. Throwing is Wilson. Caught on a slant. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. Third and goal.
They'll try to run it here with Hall.
And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown.
Breece Hall.
His second touchdown of the game, his third on the year.
And the Barons look like they're about to put an end to their 2-game losing streak as they add on to their lead. Well, nothing fancy there, Charles. You had 3 tight ends on the field. They were going to run the football. The defense knew it, but the defense couldn't stop it.
And I haven't met an offensive line yet that doesn't get more satisfaction
out of running the football into the end zone than pass protecting. They had determination on their side, and they got it done.
Carlson now to add the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. So that drive goes 8 plays.
And it was capped off by a Breece Hall touchdown run.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
Fielded just outside the goal line.
Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field.
This one certainly has not gone according to script. You would have thought on paper that this offense would have its way here, but they certainly have not, and they trail big. After this, it figures to be a quiet trip home.
That's complete to Ward. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Winston. And Winston lost the football. And the defense will get their hands on it, going the other way. And they'll have great field position here as the ball will be at the 15-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And they have to be feeling pretty good. Comfortable fourth quarter lead as they take over following the fumble recovery.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. Quick hitter here, it's complete. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the Panthers' 10-yard line.
On 2nd down, a run with Hall.
And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. And he's got it. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. 4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive. He has now hit number 500. Charles, that is his 500th NFL career catch.
Definitely worthy of applause, but I remember when 500 meant you were going to the Hall of Fame. Nowadays, in today's football, 500 puts you on the path, a significant number.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown.
Breece Hall
taking it in from a yard out.
And the Barons look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. Everybody in the stadium knew what they were going to do right there, CD. 3 tight ends on the field, all that extra bulk, and they run it in.
And you saw where that one went, right? You run it over your best blocker. I can just see the head coach right now. I want to run this one over the big boy. And they got it done.
Carlson on for the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that drive with 4 plays.
And it was capped off by a Breece Hall touchdown run.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
And he'll just take a seat in the driver to get at the 25-yard line.
Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play.
And Jameis intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Jordan Whitehead. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
Well, here in the fourth quarter, defensively, you know that you're just going to blanket the field with defensive backs and say, okay, take your best shot. And that time, it's intercepted.
And we've often seen teams going to the prevent early, way too early, and sometimes they get too soft in their coverages. But not in this case. They understood the situation and played it with the proper aggression.
A handoff for Hall.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
From the 37, they work on 2nd and 6. Ball again on 2nd down.
Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Now it's Wilson. Throw left side complete. That's Moore.
And they'll work this down inside the 30.
Quite the turnaround from a week ago where he threw 4 interceptions. He hasn't had an interception this game, and he told us during the week, my goal, goose egg. He's achieving that so far.
And what we're seeing is a guy that you can win with, all right? Because anyone who can make that type of an adjustment to shake off a really horrendous week the week before and come back and play mistake-free football to this point, yeah, that's a guy I want to play with, that's for sure.
Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
Ball again on 2nd down. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. 127 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no touchdown.
Elijah Moore,
a 14-yard touchdown.
And the Barons start to open this lead even wider here in the fourth. I'm not sure what other ground there is to cover here. I mean, this offense has been amazing. Just total domination, Charles.
They've clicked so well, and if you really focus in on the offensive line, they've protected well when they wanted to throw the ball. They've moved people off the line of scrimmage when they wanted to run it. Smiles all the way around. This offense has been really good in this one.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. Well, the offense for the Panthers here getting the football back. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Winston.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Winston. He'll get this to Ward. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Here's Winston. And that is incomplete.
This has obviously been a bad loss, but one of the few things they can still do is try and throw the ball all the way to the end zone and get some points on the board so they're not shut out over the final 2 quarters of this game.
Desperation time. Winston on 4th down. And this is caught. He hits Moore.
And he is going to have a Panthers first down as this defense, boy, a little too loose there. They give up a gain of 19 on 4th down.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Again, it's Winston. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Ward.
And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
Winston now to throw on first down. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And he is going to lose yardage here. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're either throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
Winston from the gun on third down.
He finds his man. It's Robinson.
And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead is down to 24. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And it looks like this one won't work out. Hands team able to secure the football. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
Out of the gun, they run it with Hall.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
At the 48-yard line.
On the jet sweep, here comes Moore. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
It's a gain of 4. Makes it 3rd and 7.
On 3rd down, here's Hall.
And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then, this game's over.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the home team here, they move back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year. And they'll get this home again next week as the Tennessee Titans come to town. Meanwhile, for Carolina, the loss will move them back to 3-2 on the year. And they'll be at home for one next week as the Atlanta Falcons come to town.